Hello, everyone. My name is John from Community Life Church in Catskill, New York, and this is Meals Ready to Eat from the Bible. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified. Facebook, follow us, like us, and everybody, please leave a comment. Thanks. Hello. Today's episode is The Life of Jacob Responding to Authority. How we respond to those in authority over us impacts how we walk out our destiny, or even if we walk out our destiny. Now we begin to see Esau's character in the passage we've been examining and how he viewed himself. We see how he relates to his parents, especially his father. Excuse me. Everything in his relationship with his father is self-centered, is based on what can I get? What can I get from my parents? And we see that play out in the episode of the stolen blessing. We see this, in fact, the stolen blessing wasn't stolen at that point. He had surrendered it earlier when he sold his birthright for a bowl of soup. So he always wants what he wants, and he wants it now. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of passages of scripture here, kind of a sandwich. Some of it occurs before the passage of the stolen blessing, some of it afterwards, but it gives us a view into the character of Esau. So let's take a look at this. This is Genesis chapter 26, 34, and 35. When Esau, this is written before the stolen blessing. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they brought grief to Isaac and Rebekah. Now, after just at the very end of chapter 27, the whole story of the stolen blessing, all of a sudden, boom, we see this change in the story in verse 46. Rebekah said to Isaac, I am tired of living because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife from the daughters of Heth, like these from the daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me? Then in verse 1 of 28, so Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, you shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. So now this is kind of an odd thing. It sounds very odd to us today, but what is going on here and what Rebecca is saying is that her older son married whomever he pleased without talking to his parents about it. It sounds absurd to us, like I'm going to fall in love and marry who I want, but there's something else going on here, not just how independent we are. But God then as now had a plan for them, had a plan for each of the sons, had a plan for the family, and that plan is called our destiny. He wants these guys to walk in a certain way. So for both brothers, this plan involved standing out from the culture of the day and following God. It was not a question of one culture being better or worse or superior to the other, but it was a question of, are you going to follow God or are you not going to follow God? And this is how this destiny thing worked out in the life of Jacob and Esau. So we see Jacob obeys his parents, and then he goes on a journey. He goes on a journey back to where his mother's family came from to find himself a wife. His father blessed him and sent him on this journey. We begin to see how God is working in his life during this journey. Excuse me. And how Jacob responds to God, how he responds to his parents, as opposed to how Esau responded to God and his parents. And in this we learn how you and I, how we should respond to God and those in authority over us. Jacob's destiny was going to be realized in a place. It was a place of God's choosing, not his choosing. That's a very important point. It's the same for us. There's a place where we get to respond to what God has for us. And that place is the local church. That's the way God is working today in the world. He has a place for us in the local church. And that place is in obedience to God. And that place is on the path that God appointed for us. So we got one more short little verse here. Let's just take a look at it. This is in Isaiah 30, 21 and 22. This is many, many, many years later. This is what God says to us in the prophet Isaiah. Your ears will hear a word behind you. This is the way, walk in it, whenever you turn to the right or the left, and you will defile your graven images. So what's going on here? God is telling us, look, you set up the way I want to live. I'm going to make my own decisions. That is basically an idol. We have to defile it, to destroy it, and follow God on the path that he has set out for each one of us. Follow God and realize our destiny. All right, thanks for watching. You can find us on the web at clchurch.cc. That's clchurch.cc. We meet 10:30 Sunday mornings in 20 West Main Street, Catskill, New York. Hope to see you there, and thanks once again.